Author Joe Blackstock is here with us tonight. He's a retired journalist and editor for Southern California newspapers, continues to write local history columns too. Joe, thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We're chatting about your book tonight, Haven to Hell, Stories of Southern California's Inland Empire. What inspired you to write this book?
Well, it comes as a result of my newspaper columns that I've done over the last 27 years, talking about the history of Southern California, but focusing on the people and the places and the events that have made the area grow as it has.
So how long were you working on it?
Well, I have, as I say, I've been writing the columns for 27 years.
Yeah.
Assembling the book was considerably easier because it was a matter of an accumulation of the stories that I thought were both most important or most interesting, more in some cases inspirational.
What do you hope that readers are going to be able to take away when they read that book?
Well, it's about people who are relatively ordinary. They're not completely, but ordinary people who have gone out with difficult situations or their lives have not gone as well as they had thought, and they overcame these terrible challenges and made successes of themselves, or in some cases just met up with people and did things that were somewhat inspiring.
So it is inspiring to read the book, you would say. Hopefully that's what people take out of it.
Yeah, well, I think, for instance, one of the more inspirational people that I've talked about is a guy named Chester Carlson, which nobody has ever heard of, but what he did, almost everybody has some participation with. He grew up in the little town of San Bernardino, east of Los Angeles, in the 1920s, and became and his family had no money. In fact, they lived in a converted chicken coop. He eventually went to college and was working in New York and was frustrated over the fact that every time he had to make a copy of something, it was using carbon copy. He went on for the next 10, 15, 20 years and started inventing. And in the early 1950s, created the first photocopier, copier machine. You may have heard of the town or the company that he founded, a thing called Xerox. He went from utter poverty to be one of the more richest men in the world when he died not long ago. So it's people like that I think are worth writing about.
And it's more of a collection of stories that rather than like one book that you have to read, kind of like get to the next chapter. This one, it's like if you want to sit down and read one story and then maybe another day read a couple more, it's a little more digestible.
Sure. Well, one of the things I wrote about was Hell, California. It's a place where not quite as inspirational, but it was a gas station out there, and it became a place where journalists would come and call the guy at the gas station when they needed a cute quote or something. Hell became a problem for California when they wanted to build a freeway and they didn't want to have to build a bridge to his gas station. So the state of California in 1960s, bought his gas station and flattened it. And of course that led to a lot of great headlines such as California doesn't want drivers to go to hell. And in some cases an editorial wrote that everyone says California is going to hell, but in this case hell went to California, and things like that. I wrote about the Earps. Most people think of the Earps as the Old West out to Kansas and Arizona. But actually, they were on a wagon train that came all the way to Southern California. And the Earps were Southern Californians. However, when they wanted to go to the Old West, they actually had to go east. They took a train or a wagon train back east to Kansas or Tombstone, Arizona, places like that. It was kind of an ironic thing. So those are the types of things I've written about.
And where can we get the book, Joe?
Well, basically, it's through Amazon is the easiest way to do that.
Okay, well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
We are helping you stay safe while you're trick-or-treating this week. Next, we'll be right back.